So we have this Am I the A-hole thread to get to, but there's actually an update. I don't know if this is going to run too long to where this needs to be in 2 videos, but we're going to get right into it. Okay, so she says, am I the a-hole for second guessing having a baby with my husband after he asked for a paternity test? She says, I, 26-year-old woman, and my husband, Alex, have been married, he's 27, have been married for a year. Recently, I found out I was pregnant. This was not planned. However, ever since we got married, we haven't been using protection every time we got intimate, and I'm currently not on any birth control. My guess is I'm only a few weeks along. I haven't seen a doctor yet. Anyway, I told him when he got back home from work yesterday. I personally was very happy about it because I always wanted to be a mom. I was pretty sure I was all smiles when I told him, and I thought he would be too once he found out the news. Let me add, he's been neutral on having kids. My assumption was wrong. Immediately, he gets super upset and asks how in the hell this could happen. I explained to him that while it was sudden, we hadn't been using protection every time, so it wasn't that surprising. I thought he would have understood. For some reason, he didn't. After a few minutes of back and forth, he demanded a paternity test and told me there was no way it was his. I was hurt and insulted. Let me be very clear that I did not and will not ever cheat on my husband. I also have never given him any reason to be suspicious about me cheating on him either. I was so taken aback that he doubted my loyalty enough to ask for a paternity test. I told him I couldn't believe he was seriously asking me for that. He said that I wasn't helping my case and that if I had nothing to hide, then I would take the test to prove my loyalty to him. I honestly can't remember all that I said, but I ended up saying something along the lines of, if you're doubting me and my loyalty so much that you think I cheated on you and got pregnant with someone else's baby, then I don't think I want one with you anymore. And I don't want to be tied to someone who clearly doesn't trust me. He blew up at me and accused me of cheating once again. It was a big argument, and he said I was being shitty and dismissing his concerns and saying that asking for a paternity test was valid. Let me stop right here. This is Darvo. He is denying that he's doing anything. He is attacking this woman for whatever reason. She didn't even do anything except speak on stuff that actually happens in a in a marriage, but he's flipping it and making himself the victim. Like, I cannot believe that you are taking this way, and just because I have valid concerns. He is somehow a victim in this, and this wasn't even a situation that should have had a victim in the first place. In the end, and you see she put all these these exclamation marks. She says, in the end, I agreed to the test, but said that I stood by my words. Had to highlight that because some people are saying that I didn't agree to it when I very much did. We haven't spoken since the argument, and he's currently at work. I went to my friend for advice, and she said that while he was out of line for accusing me of cheating, I shouldn't have said that to him over one of his valid concerns, and that clearly he had a reason to feel that way about the situation. I cannot fathom what made him feel like I was cheating on him. I was just so hurt that he would insult me like that and accuse me of doing something so disgusting when I thought we were supposed to have trust in each other. But am I the a-hole for saying what I did? You're absolutely not the a-hole. He was projecting. This is projection, pure and simple. When they are accusing you of cheating, there's probably some reason, and it's probably him being a cheater. But she did a couple of edits. She said, a lot of people are suggesting that he got a secret vasectomy that failed. And that did cross my mind. During the argument, I asked if he got a vasectomy or was infertile, and that's why the baby couldn't be his. But he dismissed that and continued saying it just couldn't be his without providing me a solid reason. So in that regard, I really have no idea what to say. Edit 2. I feel I should elaborate on the neutral about kids part. I told him while we were still just dating that no kids was a deal breaker for me. He said that was fine because his stance on it was, if we ever have kids, it's fine. If something happens and we don't, it's fine. I'm calling that neutral since I don't know what else to call it. So when I told him I was pregnant, I thought he would just be fine with it, like he said. But apparently, he just changed his mind about that and didn't tell me. And also, I have no issue with men wanting paternity tests. I just had an issue with him blatantly accusing me of being a cheater with no solid proof to back it up. So, Yikes Man Strikes at the bottom says, you guys had unprotected X without any form of birth control. What exactly is he surprised about? Exactly. This woman is not the a-hole, clearly, and clearly this man has something to hide. Now, this was a post from yesterday, and there's already an update, and it's a long one. I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to see you in the next video with the update. You can still go ahead and comment on this one, though. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So now we have the update for the post. Am I the a-hole for saying I'm second guessing having a baby with my husband after he asked for a paternity test? So this was literally this morning. I saw this morning, and then I went and grabbed all of the screenshots. She says, hi, everybody. This isn't going to be a super crazy update saying we got the test back and he got a secret vasectomy, et cetera, et cetera. But it's kind of a big one. This might be a long post, so I'll put a TLDR at the bottom. Thank you for everyone's kind words and advice. It was all super helpful, including criticism, because it really made me reflect on my behavior and how I handled the situation. On top of that, I'm so sorry I didn't respond to any comments. There was just a lot coming in nonstop, and it was a little overwhelming. Moving on. After I made that post, he came in from work. I cooked him his favorite dinner and let him relax a bit before I calmly approached the subject again. I told him that I was happy to do the paternity test, just that it was that I was a little hurt that he would accuse me of cheating on him because I loved him a lot and I would hate to make him feel that way. I also apologized for what I said. I asked him if he was just overwhelmed or scared from the news and that's why he accused me like he did. He said that wasn't it and that was genuinely his biggest concern. He then told me he wasn't willing to talk to me, say anything else, or negotiate about anything until after we get the test done. I asked him if he was sure, and he practically yelled at me, telling me to drop the subject for now. So I did. So things have been super tense. I'd been scrolling through comment after comment for what feels like forever. A lot of you said he was cheating. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt and chalk it up to him being told he was infertile or something, but I ended up getting a really bad sinking feeling in my gut that I should check his phone. I never wanted to be the type of person that goes through their significant other's phones obsessively for no reason, but my gut has never really steered me wrong, so I did it last night while he was sleeping. I snuck his phone off of his nightstand and went to the living room. He's cheating on me. And if that wasn't bad enough, it is indeed with my friend I mentioned in the last post. Like a lot of you said, I guess it does make sense now that I think about it, but I'm still really shocked. I'd never been suspicious about their relationship before, but after reading the comments, I realized her reaction was the red flag. Oh, okay. The friend that she went to for advice, she was the red flag. That conversation should have been the red flag. I get it. I went through their text, and from what I can tell, it's only been going on for a few months and started after we got married. But really, I only focused on the text from right after I told him I was pregnant. He texted her things like, I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to F her without a condom. She says it's mine, of course, but I swear to God, it better not be. I'll be happy if it isn't. Obviously, I don't want a kid with her. I'd rather be with you than be stuck with her, you in this context being my friend. I know I should have been careful. I don't care if she thinks I'm a peen or an awful husband right now. This was his reply when my friend told him that I came to her about the situation. So yeah, those were just a few messages, but their conversations were hard to read, and I ended up crying a lot. I screenshotted the messages, sent them to myself from his phone, deleted the text from his phone so it looked like he never sent anything, and then deleted the screenshots and deleted them from the recently deleted folder. I also went on his laptop to check if they were deleted there too. She is really cleaning up her her tracks. From his text, I gathered that he did not have a secret vasectomy that failed, nor does he think he is sterile, since he said himself that he should have been more careful and he doesn't know what he was thinking. I don't think he'd be saying that if he thought he was infertile. I also want to say that yes, he knows I'm not currently on birth control, and he was the one that decided not to use a condom, not me. I just agreed. I did not pressure him. At first, he was pulling out, but occasionally he wouldn't. I don't know why he would continue not wearing a condom occasionally after the affair started. I'm guessing it was because telling me he no longer wanted to go without protection every time, no matter what, would make me suspicious. But that's basically it for now. I'm not going to confront him about cheating right away. I'm going to get the test, then confront him and tell him I want a divorce along with the test results. I mean, that's currently my plan, but my mind is all over the place. So maybe that's not the best way to do this. I don't know. It's like 6 a.m. I feel like I haven't gotten any sleep. LOL. I forgot to mention, I am going to get an STD test just to be safe. I think I'm going to get a mammorphin just because I don't want my first full term pregnancy to be literal hell when it should be a happy experience. But I thank you to everybody congratulating me. It means a lot. The next update will probably be after the paternity test or whenever I feel like I need to update. Whew, that's a lot. I'm glad that she has it in her brain that she should not take a pregnancy to term with this person that is cheating on her and who would accuse her of cheating. That is a setup for 2 decades of a terrible experience. He does not want to be with her. He does not want to have children with her. So don't set yourself up for the okey doke. She sounds like she has her wits about her and that she's not all like, pouting or crying on the inside about this love that was lost. It sounds like she is tired, she's overwhelmed, but she does have a game plan. So that is good. So the person at the bottom says, get the test. While you wait for the results, get a lawyer, tell people close to you. While he's at work, get the essentials out of the house and be gone. Do not be alone when you tell him you want a divorce. And, yes, these people can while out about a person wanting to leave, even though it's clear that he doesn't want to be with her. So I don't even know why they would freak out. But I don't know why they would freak out when someone that you don't want to be with is leaving, but it's possible that it could happen. Hill says she should not confront her husband at all. Instead, she should get tested for STDs and contact a lawyer to work on her exit plan. After that, she should serve her husband with divorce papers. Her husband is likely already spending money on his affair partner, so it's crucial for her to separate their finances and protect her assets before serving him with divorce papers. After serving him, she should contact their close ones and explain why she is divorcing him so that neither he nor her friend can control the narrative. OP, you are the one who must decide if you truly want to keep the baby. If you go that route, your child might end up with your friend as a stepmother. Your husband will likely continue bringing other women into your child's life. He and his family might even try to turn your child against you. Your husband might also ask for shared custody and have a completely different parenting style than yours. By having that child, you'll invite a lot of drama to both yours and the child's life, and you won't be able to start fresh without your trashy husband remaining in your life. I wanted to end it with that one. We shall see if this woman gives us any more updates. I'll try to stay on top of that. If you guys in the audience see something, please let me know. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and let us know what you think she should do or what you would do in her shoes. Ladies, I want to remind us all that you can put down the capes. You are not here to save everybody. People get paid to be a therapist. So I'm just saying that as a PSA before I get started with this. This was posted in the Dating Over 40 subreddit. She says, new guy I'm dating is going through an anxiety or depression episode. She says, TLDR, dated a guy for 2 months, and it seems like he's going through an anxiety depression episode. Not sure if I should stay or not. So there is an age gap. She's 37, he's 47. She says, I have been dating a guy for around 2 months. The past 2 months have been great. He ticks a lot of my boxes: stable job, driven, and hardworking, kind, active, respectful, shown consistent interest in me since we first matched on the apps, has been consistent in his communication, similar values, aligned on future goals. We've had a lot of nice dates and spent time together, and things are moving in the right direction. He's met my friends and wanted me to meet his friends and suggested we go on a short trip next month. I've been quite happy I found someone I can see myself and my kids with in the long term. We're both divorced and single parents. I do want to let people know that men can't, or people in general, can mirror the things that you value. If you give them the things that you want in a person, they can mirror that. They could be like, oh my God, me too. So this is one of the reasons why people say don't give too much information, so that folks who may manipulate the situation can take that and just act like they align with your values perfectly. So I'm just putting that out. She continues with, he's disclosed to me earlier that he struggled with anxiety and depression for the past 20 years or so, but it's managed and he takes SSRI meds, still is at the moment. He shares it was mostly triggered by bigger life events like struggling with a very stressful new job at a high profile company, when he went through his divorce, etc. I wasn't sure how it manifests and how often it comes up, and it was a flag for me because I'm not sure I have the capacity to handle it if my partner has mental health issues. I've got my hands full with being a single mom and also don't want to bring instability into my kids' lives. Things have been going so well until something triggered him this past weekend. Made plans to meet on the weekend for a picnic. When I arrived at lunch, he was already drunk from having wine in the morning and was very not himself. Walked to the park and he couldn't keep a straight line. I grabbed a six pack on the way. I know I shouldn't have. Didn't realize how drunk he was. When I met him at the picnic spot, he was almost passed out, slept for most of the picnic except to sit up to eat, polished off four more cans of beer, then passed out again. We went home. He drank another glass of wine and passed out for the rest of the afternoon, and got up to eat when I ordered some food for dinner. Went straight back to bed. We managed to chat a bit. He apologized and made plans to see me the next day after his kid, and said, will confirm with me. We both enjoy drinking and usually have a few drinks when we hang out, but I've never seen him chug alcohol like this. The next day, I never heard from him. Messaged him to see if we were still meeting up, called, couldn't reach him. I was so upset and thought he was ghosting to break up with me. Finally, he messaged me very late in the night, apologizing, saying he will make it up to me. He was going through something emotional. I asked if he was okay and if we could chat. He said, yes, we can chat soon. He then said, I want to see you, so I offered to meet since I had time that day. When I tried to message and call to confirm, didn't hear from him again for the rest of the day. Since then, his communication has been very sporadic and off. He was like a completely different person. He could only manage short messages like, I miss you, I'm sorry, I will make it up to you, I'm into you. When I sent him a message about how I recognize he's going through something rough, but his behavior and lack of communication has been hurtful and upsetting for me. He didn't acknowledge it at all and could only reply with things like, I miss you. A couple of days later, he also said he got sick and was feeling ill. It's been 6 days, and I finally managed to talk to him on the phone briefly and asked him how he was feeling. He sounded normal and said he was resting and trying to recover, and said I didn't need to when I offered to bring him food. After the phone call, it's back to sporadic I miss yous that have nothing to do with my previous message to him. Obviously, he's still going through something rough, and I don't know what triggered it. It seems like his head is a mess and he can't process thoughts properly, nor was he able to communicate his condition or needs with me. I've been feeling very anxious and upset since the alcoholic behavior and blowing off plans with zero acknowledgement of my needs or feelings or checking in with me at all. I honestly don't know if I can handle his mental health issues long term or how much it would entail. It breaks my heart that he's changed into a completely different person overnight and is having a difficult time. I miss the person I got to know and fell for the past 2 months. My close friends are warning me and saying this is a huge red flag and that I should not put up with behavior and inconsiderate communication like this, and that I shouldn't be with someone who's unstable if I want to integrate my future plans into me and my kids' lives down the road. I know it's the mental illness episode that's making him like this. He wasn't deliberately trying to hurt me. I miss him so much, but it still hurts and it's making me anxious and unsettled the whole time. It hasn't been good for my mental health either. It's been 2 months. It is possible that people can mask for 2 months. Some people mask for a whole engagement and through a whole pregnancy, and then the mask drops. At least his mask is dropping now. Because, like I said, sometimes people will mirror your values so they can get an in. And maybe he just did that and then the mask dropped. She says, should I walk away while it's still early? I hate the thought of abandoning him during this time, so I won't make any decisions until he gets better and we have a talk about everything. My friends say better now than 2 years down the road. I'm still clinging onto the hope that he will get over this and we'll talk about how communication needs to be even when he's going through something like this. I don't want to just throw everything away yet. You're 2 months in. You don't know this person for real. You don't know this person for real at all. Why is she acting like, this has been someone that she has been close with? And it's like, oh my God, I'm really letting this man go. It's not that. Go ahead and take it at face value that this is not the type of person that you want to bring into your life. And you're completely always clinging on to just glimmers, just breadcrumbs, because that's what he's doing with these I miss you texts. It's just breadcrumbing. Okay, sometimes people can be exhausting, but she's almost 40. I want you guys to know what breadcrumbing and these manipulation tactics are early so that you can recognize them and the red flags. I'm going to stop there because there is an update. So still go ahead and comment on this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Okay, so here is the update to the guy I dated with anxiety and depression and alcoholism. She says, I'm very thankful for the overwhelming amount of comments and support in my previous post about my dating situation with a guy who displayed alcoholic behavior on a date. Here's an update. After about a week of him being sick after the alcoholic behavior, we finally got to talk. He admitted that it wasn't acceptable behavior and was sorry and wanted me to forgive him and give him a chance to prove that isn't him. He said that the last time something like this happened was 3 or 4 years ago when he was going through marital problems. He was willing to take steps to ensure it will never happen again, i.e., abstaining from alcohol altogether. I recognized his sincerity and efforts and was torn between giving him a chance to show me his efforts or walking away. I said I needed to take some time to think things through. I will also pause to say that future faking is a thing. When somebody just says things to wriggle you back in, but they have no basis in reality. You really have got to understand how all of these manipulation tactics work together. Breadcrumbing, future faking, love bombing, all of that. The day after I contacted him and said I was willing to meet and talk some more in person on the weekend. He was happy and we both look forward to connecting again. We messaged and chatted on the phone like usual for the rest of the week. Met up on the weekend. I decided I was willing to give him another chance as I wanted to see what his efforts were. I wasn't ready to throw away the good things I saw in him and us for the first 2 months. We both had a really nice time together that day. Fast forward a couple of days, my friend alerted me that she received a like on a dating app from him. My heart sank and I was furious. Right after I gave him a chance to make things right and continue dating, he pulls this and is sending likes on apps to other women. I confronted him and he tried denying it, saying he wasn't on any apps all day. He then said the likes on the app has a lag and is not instant. Is this true? It was Facebook dating. He then admitted to being on the apps last week when I was taking a short period of time to think about things. He thought I was going to leave him, and it was just a knee jerk reaction to go on the apps and swipe just to get validation. Turns out this whole time his profile was still active, but he only admitted to going back on it when I said I wasn't sure about things and that he has never cheated on me or anyone else. He just swiped to get validation and wasn't planning on messaging or meeting anyone, and that he didn't think it was cheating. I said, this is absolutely not okay, and it is cheating after we said we are exclusive. He proceeded to gaslight me and say he wasn't cheating and it didn't mean anything. It was because he's so used to his long stretch of being single. And when dates didn't work out on the apps, he would just go back on and keep swiping. He said he would forgive someone if they only looked on the apps, and said he will delete everything and we can move on. He realized he wasn't totally ready to be into a serious relationship, but now will be serious about things and delete all apps to remove the temptation. I cannot accept this and have enough self respect for myself than to accept this behavior from a guy. Already gave him a chance after the alcoholic behavior, and this was the last straw. I finally ended things with him. Questions. Is there a lag in Facebook dating likes, or are they instant? 2, being on the apps, swiping and sending likes after you've established exclusivity is considered cheating, right? Even if you're going through a rough patch in a relationship. So she's asking that question. You guys can answer. So that is where she is right now. She's ended things. What we saw in this, we saw future faking, we saw possibly mirroring to talk about alignment of values. We've seen breadcrumbing. We've seen a lot of tactics in this. And, you never know what somebody who's an addict. They can mask, they can hide themselves because they don't want to admit that they have problems. So that's something to keep in mind when dealing with somebody that has mental issues or alcoholic behavior or any kind of vice like that. They want to mask so they can act like they don't have problems that are as serious as they are. Okay, so this person says, solid choice. Addicts are fantastic manipulators. No one needs this nonsense. And you don't. This has been 2 months in. You don't need this nonsense. This is not worth it. The OP says, really? Didn't realize there's supposed to be a correlation there. Reasonable Effect says, why are you being downvoted? Yes, addicts manipulate and lie to themselves and others to protect their addictions. It develops into the primary way they navigate interactions and conflicts. Sometimes they'll just compulsively lie about things that are non-issues, saying they woke up at 7 when they woke up at 6. Impulsivity is also another thing that addicts struggle with and usually goes hand in hand with dishonesty. Baby Tomato, that's a funny name. Baby Tomato says, oh, yes, there is. All the micro lies, being able to spin up BS on a whim, all of it reminded me of my alcoholic ex. You're better off without. So there we have it. We have the post. We have the update. She's left him alone. I really want to know what you guys think of this situation. I do these posts so we can recognize red flags, so we can use these as cautionary tales to, zig and zag and avoid obstacles, avoid people like this. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.